Minneapolis, Minnesota. Kate, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi. First of all, I want to say I love your show, and I am super excited to be talking to you today.
Well, thank you. How can I help?
And my question is about getting connected. So as I'm looking at companies that I may want to work for or just, get more involved in, what is the best way to utilize some of those connections? If I have a second or a third connection, either a current or previous coworker, is it through a referral? Is it asking for an introduction? What are the best ways to start some of those connections?
Are you speaking actually, are you talking strategy or just the best way to actually reach out, or both?
Well, I guess both. What's the best way to leverage that connection? If there's a job at a company that I might be interested in working for, and I see that somebody that I used to work with is connected with people there, is it, hey, would you mind introducing me to those people?
Perfect. Yeah.
Or,
got it. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of both ends. So here's what I like: the personal connection. I am not a fan personally. Now, you can do this however you please, but you asked me, so I'm going to tell you how I would do it. I would talk to them on the phone or in person. I'm not a fan of sending a text or an email asking them, would they be willing to give you a reference, or would they be willing to introduce you? It just gives them such an easy way out. And I'm a person that believes in, if my posture is good, that I'm not going to offend them by asking for the help. So I want to put them on the spot. And if someone comes up to me, Kate, and looks me in the eye and says, hey, Ken, would you help me do this? There's a much higher chance that I'm going to help, and even help deeper, help better, than if they sent me an email or text. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm gonna call them, try to get them on the phone, or I'm gonna do lunch or coffee. Your preference. It doesn't matter to me on that. But then I'm gonna look at them, and now let's talk about what we asked. So hey, I'm really interested in this job at this company you work at. Obviously, it's your company. Here's the deal. Here's why I'm interested in it. I want to get your take, get your advice. What do you know about the hiring manager? What do you know about the team, the division? That allows them to add some value, or at least see that you care about their opinion. And I think they might be able to add something. They may not. But if they can't add anything on that, that's fine. They still feel valued. Then I would move into, do you know them personally? If so, would you be willing to hand deliver my resume? And would you also give me an endorsement at the top of my resume? That's if they know them personally. If they don't, would they be willing to meet them, make the connection because they're a teammate, and then still say something really nice about you, and kind of just say, hey, Kate's applying to this. She's really great. This is how long I've known her, and just put in a good word, which is a positive impression. That's the way I would go about it in that scenario that you gave me.
And what if it's a company that my connections don't work at? I don't know anybody who actually works there, but I know people who are connected to people who work there.
Same exact approach. So you go to the person who's connected there and go, hey, would you be willing to connect me to somebody that works over there? Because now this is a whole different ballgame. This is like long-term dating, right?
Right.
This isn't, I just got to find somebody to go to the prom with me. This is, right. I'm looking for a relationship here. So I'm going to have to, so I go to my connection, Wendy, and I say, Wendy, do you know anybody over at company XYZ? I mean, I know you know people over there. Who do you know? And Wendy says, well, I know Bob, I know Larry, I know Rachel. And you go, okay, what do they do over there? And this is like, okay, would you be willing to connect me to them where I could maybe do a phone call or coffee? And she goes, yeah, sure. Of the three, you want all three? 2, 1, you want me to ask? It's no skin off my nose to ask. And so then they ask, and if you have coffee, then you go down and you're sitting down. You don't know Bob, Larry, or Rachel from a hole in the wall other than the mutual connection. But you're going, hey, listen, I'm intrigued by this company. I'm looking at this position, but I just wanted to meet somebody with a mutual connection and just get your take. And again, you're going, I'm just trying to meet somebody over here and let them know, because I don't want to just be a name and a face that applies. And you meet them, you go, hey, would you be willing to vouch for me or connect me to them? Very few people do this, Kate, to the point that so few people do it that when it's done, It's almost an anomaly, and many times it works because of the posture and the way you're going about it. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So that's the way you do it. You're always humble, but you're showing hunger in your willingness just to connect, and so people can meet you, you can learn something, and always, 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 Kate, lead with these connections. I want to get your insight. Because if somebody comes up to you and Kate and they say, hey, Kate, I'd just like to bug you for, I'd love to do coffee because I want to get your insight on something. How does that make you feel?
Really valued.
Yeah. And so if I value you and I'm humble in my interaction with you, an ask doesn't come across the wrong way, does it?
Right.
And they may be able to help you. They may not. And I want to be very honest with you and tell you that they may very well agree to do something for you and then not do it because they have a hard time saying no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you ever go out with a guy in high school or college that you didn't really want to go out with, but you went out one time because you didn't want to tell him no when he asked you?
Yeah, I mean, who didn't?
Yeah. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
So I just want to prepare you that sometimes it's like that. And so they may not follow through. Don't get discouraged. Rinse and repeat.